And welcome everybody to another edition of Gopher Talk. No Mike Grimm for the first time in Gopher Talk history. Grimmer is out this week. I'm Justin Guard from the Gopher Radio Network. Happy to fill in for the voice of the Gophers. We're presented by Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union, your local credit union throughout the entire state of Minnesota. And we're happy to be joined by second-year soccer coach Erin Chastain today. Coach, how are you?
I'm good, Justin. Thanks for having me.
You're about to start Big Ten play. The non-conference portion of the season is now over. Kind of give us a state of the program and how you feel like you've done here through the first couple of weeks of matches.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've hit a nice little stretch the past couple weeks where we're starting to see our group connect from an attacking standpoint and score some good goals and some good performances out of some of our veteran players. And excited about Big Ten play. I mean, I think when Big Ten play comes, it's one of the best soccer conferences in the country. So Nebraska is going to be a great road test for our team, but we're really excited about starting off.
And you put together a challenging non-conference schedule starting, down in Texas for a couple of matches. I'm curious what you feel like you learned through that process and following the matches. I know you were bummed at a couple of the way that they finished, but what did you think you learned out of that stretch that you can move forward with?
Oh, I think we learned you have to close out games, and I think we learned the discipline that takes and the 90-minute performance that takes from our whole group. But certainly the idea behind the non-conference schedule was to test our group on the road, because once you hit Big Ten, that's what you get every time you're on the road. So I think our group is used to playing a really good opponent on the road. We did that against TCU. We did that against Mississippi State. We did that against Baylor. And we had some success in some of those games for moments and stretches. So we'll be looking to kind of make it a more complete effort from our group on Friday.
Now, you've said multiple times this season already how much you believe in this group. And that was part of the reason why you challenged them with the non-conference schedule. So what gives you that belief, and what do you like? This is just your second season, so it's not like you've had a ton of time with all of them, but what do you like about this group going into the year that is kind of sustained here through the non-conference?
Yeah, I think they respond. I think they're a group that no matter the setbacks we have on the field, they're ready to go the next day at training. They're ready to go for the next game. And they're always taking our coaching information and applying it at training and trying to be their best every day. And they do it with a really great energy, and they're excited for Big Ten play. So I think it's a fun group to work with, and now we're really going to see what they're made of.
Let's talk a little bit about Sophie Bowman. She's the co-offensive player of the week in the Big Ten this week after a nice performance over the weekend. You mentioned her commitment to her own growth, and that's what you like about her. Expand on that a little bit. Like what have you kind of asked from her, and how has she grown even through this season?
Yeah, well, in the beginning of the year, we were playing her in a little bit of a wider spot than what she's used to. And, she really just wants to play. So she's willing to kind of do whatever it takes for our team to be successful. And now we've switched her to a more central role, and she's doing that with another one of our midfielders. And, she really just wants to do film sessions. She wants to do extra at the end of training. She wants to do as much as possible every day. And we really have to take Bowman off the training field and say, no, you actually aren't allowed to do anymore from a load perspective. So I think I just love that about her, that she wants to train. She wants to be her best. She wants to get better every day. And that's not just in soccer. That's just in her life and her academics and how she goes about her life. So she's really a joy to coach. She's got a wonderful demeanor. She's a wonderful competitor and a really big piece for us. So it was really nice to see her have such a complete weekend last weekend going into conference play, because she's going to be a big factor for us going forward.
That has to be nice as a coach to have someone that you have to pull off the field, like you say, but also just switching her around a little bit and her having no problem with it, right? I mean, that's the coach's dream.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I think that's where you really sense that she's about the team, the success of the team, and whatever role we ask her to play, she's going to step into that role and really have the team at the forefront of her mind.
Let's talk about one of your transfers, Gabby Cecironi, who I know has been a big part of your success as well this season. Take us through how she got to the U. She's coming from Division III. I'm curious if that was an adjustment for her. We talk about transfers all the time now with every coach, and she's a grad transfer. But what has that been like to bring her into the program, and how has her adjustment gone?
Yeah, well, Gabby, I knew as a youth player in Illinois because she grew up playing in St. Charles, and obviously that's where I was prior to coming to Minneapolis. So I knew she was a really good player, and she had a wonderful career at WashU. Really, Gabby could have gone to a lot of different programs, a lot of different Division I programs, and she chose WashU for the specific academic experience that she was looking for.
Yep.
Um, she visited in August, and the visit went really well, and decided to transfer mid-year last year after she completed her undergrad. I think, she was the first transfer in my coaching career at Minnesota that I got. I wonder if some of our team was curious about, my first transfer being a transfer from Division III, but I think the first practice she set foot on the field, they knew pretty quickly how capable and um, just how impactful she could be. I mean, she's been great. I think the biggest adjustment for her last winter was probably just getting acclimated to a totally new team after being with the same team for 4 years. And she did that seamlessly. It feels like Gabby's been with our group for a really long time. She's a great teammate and obviously a wonderful competitor. So I think we'll really depend on her to make big time plays down the stretch for us.
Yeah, if they had questions once she got out there, they had no more questions. It sounds like that's awesome.
Definitely.
Let's talk about your second year here now. Obviously, you got hired last summer, year one, alumni player, part of the program, and so it means a little extra, I would imagine, for you to be here at the U. There's a lot of counterparts down there that are grads as well. So how much? I mean, comfortable probably isn't the right word, but just kind of take us through the differences between year one and year two from the head coach's spot.
Yeah, I think I have a better understanding of kind of what our group is capable of, and I think I mean, obviously I was hired in, the end of June, and then our season kicked off 1 month later, so I felt like every day I was learning something new about the university or our group. And now I feel like we're kind of just hitting the ground running with our staff, and things are coming together nicely. We want to win, and we want to do it at the highest level. So I think that's going to be a process, and we're going to be building and building, but pushing this group to get the most out of them possible. But so how is year two different? I mean, maybe more pressure. I don't know. I think, as coaches, we feel pressure every day to win and to get our group as prepared as possible for competition. So um, really excited to be here, excited about what we're doing, and excited about moving forward with this program.
And let's stay with the pressure part, because I talked with Megan Plashko for the Golden Gopher podcast, I think the week that your exhibition game started. And she talked about how the team was disappointed how the year ended a year ago, and they were all back like all summer. They were training together. They had kind of set out pretty quickly there after the season that they wanted it to go a different way. So how do you balance obviously you want your team to do well, you want to advance in the postseason and all those things, but not putting so much pressure on them that it becomes all consuming, if that makes any sense?
No, I think it absolutely does. And I think what we talk about is, hey, we have this end goal of being in the Big Ten tournament, but let's take one game at a time and be our best for that game. And so I think our group will be really good at taking it one game at a time and really enjoying those moments of competition, because game day is the best day, right? We put all our work in this summer and in the preseason so that we could go out there and on game day not relax, but really enjoy the moment of being out there with our team and competing together and trying to win games. So hopefully we do a good job of having a balanced approach so that our players really don't carry the weight of the world on their shoulders and aren't able to be free on game day.
And the next process there is Nebraska, as you mentioned, Friday. Some you can watch on BTN Plus. So give us a scouting report of the Huskers as you get ready to go down to Lincoln.
Yeah, they'll be good. They ended our season last year, so I know we've been waiting for this rematch for a long time. It was on our home field, and now it's on theirs. And they're certainly, a great transition team. They counterattack really, really well. They're super physical, very direct, and they're good at what they do. So we'll need to be ready for that matchup. But our team is excited about it. We had a good training yesterday. We'll have another couple trainings before we head down tomorrow. But they'll be a really good team. They've had some good results. They've had a very challenging non-conference schedule, so I think they're pretty battle tested, and I'm sure they'll be up for the game just like we will.
Well, safe travels to Lincoln, and best of luck there on Friday and the rest of the way through the Big Ten season. And I'm sure we'll catch you on Gopher Talk somewhere down the road. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thanks, Justin. Take care.
This has been Gopher Talk, thanks to Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union.